welcome to the 7th episode of NEWMAC News. I'm John Newton.
And I'm Melanie Kluznik. Thanks for joining us.
Today we are excited to feature some of our NEWMAC alumni as they share with us their recent accomplishments and success stories.
That's right, John. We will hear from a 2012 COSIDA Academic All-America from WPI who is now working for Boeing, a former MIT men's basketball player who just made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list.
And we will have the opportunity to hear about many more inspiring stories as we check in on the alumni pride of the NEWMAC.
First, let's hear from Selena Dupart, who is a former field hockey standout at WPI.
Hi, I'm Selena Dupart, and I'm a former NEWMAC field hockey player. I graduated from Worcester Polytechnic Institute in 2012 after playing field hockey for 4 years, and now I am a human factors systems engineer at Boeing. I didn't only play field hockey, I also studied a little bit. I worked as an intern at the European Space Agency's Astronaut Center in Germany, and then also for a short time at NASA in Houston, Texas. I'm still in Houston, but now I'm working full-time for Boeing on the Commercial Crew Program, which is an amazing start to my career. I am helping to design the CST-100 Starliner, which is the spacecraft that Boeing's going to use to send astronauts to and from the International Space Station starting in just a couple of years. So it's a really, really exciting time to be here, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. Being a student athlete helps you develop certain habits, but more importantly, it helps you develop habit building skills. And those are really what help you become a functioning adult and help you have a really effective, efficient, and balanced lifestyle. I don't know what else I would tell my 18-year-old self. Just to really understand that being a student athlete is more than just the sport. It's more than just the school. It's about the people, it's about the experience. Honestly, I don't love how cliched this is gonna sound, but just cherish every moment of playing on your team. I played on a couple different pickup field hockey teams after I graduated, and it's just not the same as playing with your best friends under a coach that you respect and love. And I miss it constantly.
Each year, Forbes selects a group of America's most important young entrepreneurs, creative leaders, and brightest stars, and labels them as their 30 Under 30. Former men's basketball standout Noel Hollingsworth secured a spot in the 2016 list.
Hi, my name is Noel Hollingsworth. I'm a 2012 graduate with a bachelor's from MIT and a 2013 master's graduate where I was a member of the men's basketball team. And now I'm currently the director of data at Second Spectrum. And so in this current role as the director of data there, I primarily work on using machine learning to help basketball teams win more games. And so, for instance, a player might move around and we might determine, oh, they're running a pick and roll, or they're running a specific other type of play. And so we work with those teams, and then we also are starting to work outside there. So we do some work with ESPN, done some work with Fox Sports, and have also looked at other leagues like the NFL, MLB, and then soccer leagues abroad to see what work we can do. So I was recently listed in Forbes as one of 30 under 30 superstars in the world of sports, along with Steph Curry, Kay Ledecky, and other sort of really notable people. And so the work I do is sort of noteworthy, not for the same reasons as them, but in sort of another direction, because we're doing very advanced machine learning, and that's helping make a real difference in sports. So this year we're working with 14 NBA teams, including many sort of championship contention teams. And we see on at least a weekly or monthly basis the impact we're making via decisions teams are making, who they're picking up, what kind of tactical moves they're doing. I think as a student athlete, I think you learn the difference between thinking you're working hard and actually working hard. So when you join a startup, it's sort of this big, giant challenge you have to overcome. And there's a lot of perseverance involved, a lot of how do we make a solution that really helps out our clients, really helps out our customers well. And a lot of that's just really hard work and determination. I think the second thing is working in a high-pressure environment is something that's really natural to me. As a student athlete, obviously, that was something that was a lot of times you play a game, and into the game situation, the game's up to you and your teammates. And so because of that, going to work in an environment where, hey, it's our group, it's our team's going to work on solving this problem and no one else can really solve it is something that was really enjoyable and something I really learned a lot about as a student athlete. The main thing I would say, especially to students at MIT, is you should network more. That's something I really wish I could have done more of. And so the reason for that is, first of all, you might be looking for a job coming out of college. But even me, in my case, I found a pretty great job coming out of college. For me, it's more of, you might be looking for a second job or third job at some point, and you want to know as many people as possible because odds are the people working around you are working on pretty interesting things, and you'd like to be involved in what they're doing. The second reason, and one I never thought about in school, was one day you're going to hire people, and you're going to want to have people you really trust and really know are going to work well alongside you, and to go reach out to try to hire. And that's something I just did not think about as college, because you never think about that as a 20-year-old, right? Like, it's a very foreign experience to think, I'm going to go hire someone later on in life. But that can actually happen pretty quickly. And I think if you network, you have a good base of people you like to talk to, I think that's really valuable.
The Wheaton College baseball program has seen its fair share of players moving on to the major leagues. We were able to sit down with one of them this month.
And I'm Mike Gibbons. I'm from Wheaton College, and I currently play baseball for the New York Mets organization. The signing process to the Mets was a pretty unusual one. It was after the draft. I was going to be a senior, and I was, playing baseball in the summer league, the Futures Collegiate League in New England. And, I was throwing pretty well, got invited to, the league's scout day, and threw well there, was introduced to some scouts, and, after that day was invited to go down to Citi Field and throw for the assistant to the GM and the scouting director, at Citi Field. And it was a pretty fun experience getting to throw, in the outfield before going into the bullpen to throw for them. And, a couple days later before, I had to go back to school, I got the call every kid wants to get, and, got my foot in the door and got a minor league contract with the New York Mets. I feel the experience as a student athlete at Wheaton and in the NEWMAC conference contributed to my success because it really had tested my work ethic in the classroom and on the field. I think it's something that got better each year, but it tests your character and makes you learn more about yourself as a person. So balancing those two, I think it's a dual threat that Wheaton offers and other schools in the NEWMAC. So I think that's something that will stick with me forever. And if I had the opportunity to ask, talk to myself going into college, tell what Coach Bobelski told us, and that's just the trust in the process. You're going to have some good days and you're going to have some bad days, on the baseball field, in college and in life. And, it's just something that you need to go through to learn more about yourself and to develop your character as a person. And, I just tell myself to trust in the process. Don't worry about the future, and everything will take care of itself, and everything happens for a reason.
Based on her NEWMAC All-Conference status in cross country, we were not surprised to learn that Wellesley College alum Sarah Bard represented the United States at the International Association of Ultra Runners 100-kilometer World Championships in Winschoten, Netherlands.
Sarah Bard. I went to Wellesley College. I'm class of 2006, and I ran cross country while I was at Wellesley. So I run for Craft Concept Racing, which is a USATF New England team, and I'm sponsored as well by Ultra Running for shoes. So Craft is strictly a apparel company, and Ultra does just shoes at the moment. I did just move to Seattle, so it's likely that I'll have to switch affiliations at some point, but for now I'm still racing for Craft. So I think what I gained mostly from being a NEWMAC athlete was first the experience. Certainly running in college gives you exposure to people and things that you don't necessarily have exposure to when you're in high school or younger. I'm still very much in touch with my coach from Wellesley, John Babington. He sort of, even after college, handheld me when I had questions or, who do I contact? How do I get involved in this thing? Because certainly I think that that's a challenge as a post-collegiate athlete, just not being surrounded by a team. So on top of that, it's really using your community. I think that's another thing that I would tell my 18-year-old self is don't be afraid to take advantage of the resources and the people around you who are there, who have experience, who have gone through this before and seen it happen with other athletes. They can help keep positive, provide advice, and help you maintain perspective. I think that's a big part is don't be afraid to ask questions and use your community.
I have to say, I'm thoroughly impressed with the success of these former NEWMAC student athletes.
I agree, and for the few we've talked to today, there are hundreds more that have similar success stories.
I think being a NEWMAC student athlete contributed to my success in a variety of ways. I think about the skill set that has been important for me to move up the ladder in higher education, time management, being able to take direction, working with a diverse group of people as members of our team have really been the things that have helped me establish myself and again have helped me move up the ladder. And there's no doubt that during my time as a student athlete I developed those skills. So I think I would say make sure to take advantage of all the opportunities on campus. So when I look back at my time at Clark, I had a wonderful experience, but I wish I had taken advantage of some of the off the court activities and gotten to know even more people than I did. I think that as a professional, what I've learned is that the more people you know and the more people who think highly of you, the better off you're going to be. The wider you can make your network, the better. So don't limit your friends and your social life to just athletes, and try to make time for things that are not athletic related and sometimes things that are not academic related, because those people you meet are not only going to be friends in the short term, but what I've found is oftentimes they're friends and professional contacts in the long term.
Well, it's clear it would take more than one show to cover the amazing talents of the NEWMAC alumni.
We would like to thank our sponsors at All Worldwide Travel for helping us with our travel needs, and Athletic Link for assisting our members with online services during the hiring process.
Now we will turn our focus to those individuals who are great supporters of our student athletes. Our NEWMAC Superfan of the Month program has provided us with many great examples of dedicated and enthusiastic fans who have embraced the spirit of sportsmanship within the conference. Congratulations to the Mount Holyoke swimming and diving team.
The swimming and diving team were great supporters of the basketball team, while both teams were back on campus throughout the January term. The swimming and diving team went from a 3-hour Saturday morning practice to the courts carrying signs in support of the basketball team. After having double practices as well as 2 tri-meets throughout the week, the team felt it was important to show appreciation for the work of the other programs on campus.
Thanks for joining us, and we hope you tune in next month when we focus on Title IX and women in sports within the NEWMAC community.
I'm John Newton.
And I'm Melanie Klusnick. See you next time.